Most people think prepping is about disasters, earthquakes, blackouts, zombies, but nobody talks about the everyday disasters: losing your phone, losing your wallet, getting locked out of your bank account. These things are much more likely to happen, and nobody is talking about them. In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 backups you should have for everyday life. The first one is two-factor authentication. Lots of people have two-factor authentication on their email, social media, and bank accounts, which is a very good idea. The problem is if they don't have access to cell service or they broke or lost their phone, they can get locked out of their accounts. What I do is use something called a YubiKey. Now, this is not a USB drive. This is a hardware key used for two-factor authentication. So instead of confirming your account with your email or text message, you just plug this into your phone or computer and you're good to go. If you use a YubiKey, I highly recommend you get at least 2, maybe 3. The first one I keep on my keychain, so I travel with it and it's always on me. The second one I keep in my apartment. And a third one you might want to keep outside of your house in a different geographical location. If this is your only method for two-factor authentication, you definitely need a backup. So keep in mind, this is not your password. This is only used for two-factor authentication. If someone has this, they still need your password to access your account. The next backup you should have is your keys. Every single key that you think is important, you should have a backup of. The most important keys for most people are going to be their car key and their house key. Car keys are going to be the most expensive, especially if you have a newer car. If you have an older car like I do, you can go to a local locksmith and they'll make a copy of your car key for about $10. This is much cheaper than a dealership that might charge you $50 to $100. Another thing I recommend is color coding your keys. So you can have different colors for the color of the house or door, and this makes your key management so much more easy. Next up is backing up your important documents. Now, this one is a little bit tricky because you also want to be concerned about security. The important documents you want to back up are things like your passport, birth certificate, social security number, driver's license, and also things like life insurance policies, property deeds, basically any document that is considered a life document. The reason why backing up these documents is so important is because if you lose these documents, being able to recover them and prove your identity is going to be much harder. What I recommend is taking pictures of each document and storing them in a password manager like Bitwarden. This next one is pretty easy, and that's to carry cash. Some people don't carry cash at all, and I don't think that's a good idea. I have my credit card, but I also have a debit card as a backup. And even then, sometimes cards get declined, there's service disruptions, and sometimes there's even power outages. So what I like to do is carry some cash. I got some large bills here and some small bills. And carrying cash in general is a good idea just in case you want to tip somebody. This is one of my favorites, and that's to carry a map book. GPS is great, but it can fail if your phone dies or doesn't work. And if that happens, a lot of people won't know where they're going. I personally like the Lorme map books. They're by Garmin, so you know they're a good brand. And this will tell you everything down to the street level. It'll also show you campsites, as well as hiking trails and elevation. So if you like to go hiking, this is a great resource to bring with you. I've actually used this to find last-minute backpacking trips, so it actually works. Here's a quick sample. You can see everything down to the street level, elevation, hiking trails, campsites. Each state is going to have their own map book, so I would definitely recommend getting one for your state and any states that you travel to and keeping them in your car. When I grew up, we didn't have cell phones, so what we did is we used phone books and we had to memorize phone numbers. Nowadays, some people don't even know their own phone number. This, of course, is a problem because if your phone dies, you don't know how to call anyone. So I recommend writing down all your important contacts in a phone book. You can keep a copy in your car and a copy somewhere in your house. You might even want to write down addresses and other important information. Again, you can use a notebook or store it in a password manager like Bitwarden. If you have any medical conditions, this next one is especially important, and that's to carry a medical information card. If you're ever found unconscious or in an accident, this card will help EMTs and first responders know about your conditions. This card can have your name, birthday, address, and any medical conditions that you have, or any medical implants. It's also a good idea to list your medical history and the contact information of your doctor. While you can make your own medical card, if you go to medicalert.org, you can find wearable IDs and even IDs for your seatbelt, which are pretty cool. If there's anything we learned from COVID, that's to carry extra toilet paper. If you remember, there was a huge toilet paper shortage that lasted weeks, and some of us were not very fortunate to have backups. In general, it's a very good idea to stock up on everyday items, whether it be toilet paper, toothpaste, deodorant, soap, things that you use every single day. If you want to save some extra money, you can always buy in bulk, and this will be a lot more convenient too, so you never have to rush out to the store and buy something. This one most people already have, and that's to have a power bank. This, of course, is really good if you're traveling or going away for the weekend or going camping and you don't have power. This will keep your phone nice and charged. This one is a generic brand, but if you're looking to buy one, Anker is a really popular brand. One tip when it comes to batteries is you don't want them sitting for too long. So every 3 to 6 months, you want to make sure they're around 50% full, and this will make the battery last a lot longer. Hey guys, hope you liked that video. Be sure to check out this next one.